Welcome to Parenting Successful Teens, the podcast that cuts through the overwhelm and stress of this phase and offers parents simple, practical, cognitive, science-based strategies for keeping their teens on track. Join Master Coach and real-life mom, Allie Irwin, to talk about real teens, real problems, and the skills it takes to raise successful adults.
I just got back from spending 2 solid weeks with my family. The first week I spent with my side of the family. My mom came to visit me here in Michigan. My brother brought her, and he and his wife hung out. And then they left. And the second week, my husband's family came and met us here. And then we all drove to New York to meet my son. And it was fantastic. It was really, it was amazing. I saw aunts and uncles and nephews. And in the span of 2 weeks, I saw the majority of the people that I really deeply love in my life. Family members. I have friends that I deeply love. But there was a time in my life when 2 solid weeks with my family would have been a lot. There would have been multiple phone calls to friends complaining about different things that came up. But it's not like that anymore. Because one day when I was little, when my kids were little, I was full grown. We were hanging out and I was just thinking about how much I love my kids and how amazing they are. And I had a startling thought, what if my mom loves me as much as I love my kids? And as I was thinking about it, I was like, could this be true? No, she couldn't possibly feel about me the way I feel about my kids. I love my kids a lot. I'd arranged my entire life around taking care of them. I'd quit work at GM when my son was sick. I'd gone back to work at Merrill Lynch when we needed the money for him to go to private high school. And in between, I'd chaperoned every trip and I'd taught every sports team and been to every musical performance and baked snacks and cookies. And I'd done room mom, the whole thing. And I loved it. I had a sticker calendar, for heaven's sakes. I was one of those crazy craft moms. And my mom and I had a decent relationship, but it never seemed like she adored me like I adored my kids. But on that day, I started to wonder, well, maybe she did. And the more that I sort of investigated it, the more I realized that it was true, that she loved me exactly the same way I love my kids, that maybe we expressed our love differently, but the love that we have for our kids is all the same. And for me, that was kind of mind-blowing because then I realized that my mother-in-law loved my husband as much as I love my kids, and that maybe all moms love their kids that much. That understanding was a huge wake-up call for me. Honestly, it's one of the moments that I really grew up in my relationship with my own mom, because I started to notice that I wasn't treating her the way I wanted my kids to treat me. Wasn't appreciating all the ways that she did show up for me. And to be honest, I wasn't showing up in my own role either. So on purpose, I started noticing the ways that she supported me. And I started talking to her the way I wanted my kids to talk to me instead of what I thought she wanted to hear. When I thought she was off track, I said so. And that freed her up to be more honest too. And that combination ended up really transforming our adult relationship because we both showed up in that relationship more is who we really are, and our love for each other deepened. And what I didn't realize at the time was that I was role modeling a healthy adult relationship between a parent and a child to my own children. And now that my kids are adults, I'm reaping the benefits. My son called this afternoon And I'm working on a project, and I'd sent a draft to my daughter to look at. And it turns out that she shared it with her brother, and they had marked it up together. And he gave me really honest feedback that he was right about. And it was the same kind of honest feedback that I had started sharing with my mom all those years ago. And at the time, I'm laughing. It was a little ego bruising, but I'm smiling from ear to ear that they worked on this project to help me together, and that my son wouldn't let me off the phone until it was clear that I knew what to do next, and I was cheered up enough to actually do it. And what I'm smiling about now is the idea that they love me like I love my mom. And that's a lot, indeed. Thanks for listening to Parenting Successful Teens. If you enjoyed today's show, then I've got a treat for you. I have a free guide that teaches you how to get your teenagers to tell you about their day. No more one-word answers. And grabbing this guide is super easy. Just text the phrase, "Get Teens Talking," as all one word, no spaces, to the number 44222. So that's the phrase, "Get Teens Talking," without any spaces, to the number 44222. And then you'll be prompted to give the email address that you want the guide sent to, and then it shows up in your email box just like magic. You know what else is magic? Having teenagers that talk to you. Now, I can't promise that you're going to like everything they have to say, but I can promise better conversations. Grab the guide, and I'll talk to you next week.